From the news desk of Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin, this is news around the world.
In the headlines, President Tinubu seeks strategic China-Africa partnership. Commercial tricycle operators, others protest in Delta communities over hike in fuel price. Urua urge international community to monitor Tinubu's government. Minimum wage NYSADJ assures core members of increased allowance. On the foreign scene, dozens more killed in Gaza Strip. And in business, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria MAN says inflation figures may rise due to hike in petrol price. And in entertainment, Murray Bruce says Nigeria will host Miss Universe 2025 if Chidinma Adesina wins pageant. And in sport, Coach Roy wary over vengeance-seeking Super Eagles. Good evening and many thanks for joining us for the news across the world on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. I am Joseph Emeribe. You can listen to us via our website www.diamondfm.net or watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM. You can also download our app on Play Store Diamond 887 FM. We'll bring you details of the news after this short timeout. Do stay tuned.
Monkeypox is an illness caused by the monkeypox virus, and it has been detected in Nigeria. It can be spread from person to person through direct contact with body fluids of infected persons or animals. Symptoms of monkeypox includes rash, fever, low energy, muscle ache, and so on. To protect yourself from contracting the virus, ensure that food containing animal meat or parts are properly cooked before eating. Clean and disinfect your environment regularly. Limit close contact with infected people. Your good health is important to us.
This message is from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
You're welcome back. Now the news in detail. President Bola Tinubu has said that Africa holds vast opportunities for investment, growth and development with its vibrant population, productive economy and natural resources. According to a statement by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ajurin Gilali, the president made the remark during a bilateral meeting with Chinese Premier Li Qiang in Beijing earlier today. He praised the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation (FOCAC) for its role in enhancing the partnership between Africa and China to achieve mutual development and prosperity, calling for a strategic focus on areas of collaboration that will ensure the relationship remains mutually beneficial. President Tinubu, currently in Beijing for the 9th FOCAC, also expressed gratitude for the warm welcome by the Chinese government. Still with Nigeria's seat of power, Chairman of Dangote Foundation, Aliko Dangote, and Bill Gates Among the dignitaries attending the ongoing National Economic Council NEC meeting, presided over by Vice President Kashim Shettima at the Council Chambers, Presidential Villa, Abuja. Their presence in the meeting may not be unconnected with their foundation's effort to end the wild polio virus in Nigeria. The meeting is also coming at a time of national outrage over the latest increase in the palm price of premium motor spirit, popularly known as petrol. As at the time of filing this report, the meeting is underway with Borno State Governor Babagana Zulum, Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State, Duyo Diri of Bayelsa, Francis Iwifuru of Ebonyi State, among others also in attendance. Moving on, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC has announced that it has convicted 39 internet fraudsters in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital. This was disclosed in a statement by the head of media and publicity to the EFCC, Dele Oyewale, making it public through newsmen today. The commission also disclosed that it secured the conviction and sentence over the fraudsters from Justices O.S. Adeyemi, Bayo Taiwo, and Ladiran Akintola, all over the Oyo State High Court, sitting in Ibadan. Oyewole further stated that the accused persons were each prosecuted on a separate one-count charge bordering on impersonating, cheating, possession of fraudulent documents, and obtaining or by pretense. Elsewhere, the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria, HURIWA, has condemned the ongoing persecution of investigative journalists by the Nigerian government. HURIWA called on the international communities to closely monitor these escalating attacks on the free press, warning that the recent wave of arrests, harassment, and abductions of journalists under President Bola Tinubu's administration poses a severe threat to democracy and constitutionalism in Nigeria. In a media statement signed by its national coordinator Emmanuel Onwubuiko, Uriwa expressed concerns that David Udeye, an investigative journalist, has become a target by the Nigerian police force due to his alleged connections with Bristol Isaac, also known as Pidom Nigeria, and Michael Alade. The rights group alleged that Udeye's investigative reporting, particularly his expose on President Tinubu's alleged certificate fraud during the period he was president-elect, has drawn the displeasure over the current administration. And on to update from Delta State. Commercial tricycle operators, also known as keke riders in the Warri and Efunu metropolis of Delta State, along with some aggrieved women and youths, took to the streets in a peaceful protest over the scarcity of premium motor spirit amidst the official price hike. Report gathered revealed that at around 9 o'clock this morning, hundreds of market women and keke riders were seen marching through the major roads, calling on President Bola Tinubu to urgently intervene and reverse the full hike.
Wetin concern me now? You go just carry come visit people.
The protesters carried placards and chanted slogans expressing their frustration and anger over the price and the increase in pump price, which has pushed prices to nearly 1,100 naira per litre worsening their economic struggles. The protesters urged President Tinubu to take immediate action to address the situation and provide relief to Nigerians. Elsewhere, the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, has notified the public of a planned massive shutdown of all major cities in Nigeria, effective Sunday the 15th of this month. The protest in a reaction to the recent increase in food prices and what the students described as the incompetence over the group Chief Executive Officer over the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL), Mele Kyari. The Students' Union was demanding an immediate reversal of the full price increase and the removal of Mr. Kyari from his position as NNPC boss. A press statement signed by NANS Senate President Okomo Adewumi indicated that the protest will be peaceful and lawful. The notification has reportedly been sent to various security agencies, including the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps (NSCDC), the Chief of Defense Staff, the Nigerian Armed Forces, and all state governors. However, in a contrary statement by a factional Senate President, Akinteye Babatunde described the said planned protest as fake news. Still with Nigerians youth, serving corps members have been assured that as soon as civil servants start receiving the new minimum wage as approved by the federal government, their monthly allowances will also increase. The NYSC Director General, Brigadier General Yushua Ahmed, gave the assurance while addressing corps members at Kebbi State Orientation Camp, Dakingari, and Sokoto State Orientation Camp in Wamako. He said their selfless and immense contributions to the socio-economic development of the country cannot be underestimated. General Ahmed also implored them to use the opportunity of the service year to develop themselves and plan for greater heights in future. The Director General further advised the corps members to embrace the NYSA Skill Acquisition and Entrepreneurship Development Program to acquire vocational skills that will make them self-reliant. The news across the world is reaching you live from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin. We're going to break now, and when we return, we bring you foreign, business, entertainment, and sports stories. Do stay tuned.
Amatem soft gel wà fún ìtọ́jú àrùn ibà tí ara rẹ kò bá yá lẹ́yìn ọjọ́ mẹ́ta lọ rí dókítà rẹ.
See, wait, he's from our tribe and we are of the same religion, so we have to protect our own. Our tribe isn't corrupt. I beg you, leave am na our pikin.
Wait, stop and think. Do you realize that the impact of corruption and careless decisions by that clansman or family member of yours doesn't know tribalism or nepotism? Let's hold everyone accountable for a better society and country. If you see something, say something to the right authorities.
This message is reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM Ilorin.
You're welcome back from that short break. You're still listening to the news across the world, reaching you from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. Moving on to the foreign scene. Ugandan long-distance runner Rebecca Cheptegei is still fighting for her life after being set on fire by a Kenyan man just weeks after taking part in the Paris Olympics. The 33-year-old athlete is being treated in the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in the Kenya Rift Valley city of Eldoret after Sunday's attack. Top Kenyan Sports Ministry official Peter Tam said today that the Ugandan and Kenyan government were both involved in her care. According to police authorities, a man identified as Dixon Idiema Maragash had soaked Cheptegei with petrol and set her alight at her home in Edebes in the western country over Trans-Nzoia. Cheptegei reportedly sustained burns to 80% of her body. The hospital's acting CEO Owen Menech told reporters on Tuesday that everything was being done to save her life. Still on the foreign scene, Gaza's health ministry says 42 Palestinians were killed and 107 wounded in the latest 24-hour reporting period. Reports gathered revealed that Palestinian children are being vaccinated in Deir el-Balah amid loud explosions in Beirut and Maghaze refugee camp, which were excluded from a humanitarian pause in fighting and the vaccination campaign. Israeli military's latest assault across the occupied West Bank is now in its 8th day, with at least 33 Palestinians reportedly killed and 130 wounded since the 28th of August, and noting that at least 6 more got killed in the attack on Nama College, where people had been sheltering. Meanwhile, about 40,861 people have been killed and 94,398 wounded in Israel's war on Gaza, while the Hamas-led attacks on the 7th of October claimed at least 1,139 lives in Israel. And that's it from the foreign scene. Up next is a business update. Do stay tuned.
Diamond FM Business News.
And in the world of business, the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria (MAN) has enumerated how the increase in price of premium motor spirit, also known as petrol, will affect Nigerians and ultimately the productive sector of the economy. MAN gave the analysis in a statement signed by its Director General Segun Ajayi Kadir in a reaction to the hike in price of petrol to nearly 900 naira by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company (NNPCL) on Tuesday. MAN, in the statement released today, listed many potential impacts of the hike in petrol price on the different segments of the national life and the productive sectors of the economy. According to MAN, based on past experience, the cost of transportation as well as goods and services are bound to go up with the new increase in petrol price, stressing that consumers will spend more on transportation and energy, leaving them with less disposable income.
Diamond FM Entertainment News.
Away from business and on to entertainment, the chairman of the Silverbird Group, Senator Ben Murebruce, has said that Nigeria will host the 2025 Miss Universe Beauty Pageant if the newly crowned Miss Universe Nigeria, Chidinma Adeshina, wins this year's edition. In a recent statement issued via his X handle, Bruce vowed that his company will do everything within its powers to make sure Nigeria hosts the global beauty pageant next year. He promised that the challenges faced during the attempt to host Miss World in Nigeria in 2002 would never repeat themselves, declaring that it was time for Nigeria to reclaim its rightful place on the global stage. It could be recalled that Miss Adeshina recently won Miss Universe Nigeria pageant after she was forced to resign from Miss South Africa beauty contest over scrutiny over her nationality. And that's it in entertainment. Up next is Sport Update. Do stay tuned.
Diamond FM Sports News.
And in sport, Benin Republic head coach Gennett Roy has disclosed that his side will be up against a stronger Super Eagles team in Uyo this Saturday. Recall that the Cheetahs defeated the Super Eagles 2-1 the last time both teams met in June. Roy is, however, aware that the three-time African champions will be gunning for revenge this time around and admitted that it will not be an easy fixture, as it's not the same Nigerian team they faced months ago. Meanwhile, the team will also be without reliable defender Mohamed Tijani in their 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying match against Nigeria. According to report emanating from the Cheetahs camp, Tijani sprained his ankle in training this week, with the medical staff working hard to ensure he is available for the team's home clash with the Mediterranean Knights of Libya next week, Tuesday. Still on sport. Arsenal legend Ian Wright has backed the club's recruit Raheem Sterling to succeed with the Gunners. The 60-year-old forward expressed his delight by adding that the club signed an experienced winger who has no problem coming off the bench and is also a winner. Raheem Sterling knows the Arsenal manager from their time together at Manchester City. Wright also thinks this is an added advantage for the Jamaican-born footballer. The former Manchester City forward, who joined Arsenal on loan, was informed that he was not part of Chelsea manager Enzo Maresca's plans for the season. And with that, we've come to the end of the news across the world, reaching you live from Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, Kwara State, Nigeria. But before we go, here is the recap of the major stories as brought to you. We told you earlier that President Tinubu seeks strategic China-Africa partnership. Also, commercial tricycle operators, others protest in Delta communities over hike in fuel price. Hurewa urge international communities to monitor Tinubu's government. Lastly, on the local front is the report that minimum wage NYSCDG assures core members of increased allowance. And on the foreign scene, dozens more killed in Gaza Strip. In business, Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, MAN, says inflation figures may rise due to hike in petrol price. And in entertainment, Murray Bruce says Nigeria will host Miss Universe 2025 if Chidinma Adeshina wins pageant. And in sport, Coach Roy wary of vengeance-seeking Super Eagles. And before we call it a wrap on the news this evening, did you know that on this day in 1968, Nigerian troops allegedly overpowered Abbas Biafra? Now you know. For news coverage or information about happenings around you, kindly contact Diamond FM Newsroom on 0916 062 7526. You can reach our newsroom once again via 0916 062 7526. On behalf of the production crew this evening, I am Joseph Emeribe. Thank you for listening and choosing your shining supreme radio station. Do stand by for the news in Yoruba language at exactly 5:30. Good evening.
Ìrẹ́dẹ́ fún gbogbo ẹ̀yin aláṣẹ àti olùdásílẹ̀ ilé ẹ̀kọ́ bí a ṣe ń súnmọ́ àkókò ìgbaniwọlé lákọ̀tún ìròyìn ayọ̀ ní mo mú wá fún yín Diamond 88.7 FM Diamond 88.7 FM gbé fàdé fún gbogbo èèyàn pàápàá jùlọ ẹ̀yin onílé ẹ̀kọ́ pátápátá ẹ wá polówó ilé ẹ̀kọ́ yín lówó tí ò gani lára ìfàrẹ́ o sanwó 5 kó o gba 2 lọ́fẹ̀ẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ jẹ́ kí gbogbo ayé ó mọ̀ pé ilé ẹ̀kọ́ yín dángájá lówó péréte lákòókò ìpolongo oríire yìí ẹ wá polówó ilé ẹ̀kọ́ yín bẹ́ẹ̀ bá ti sanwó 5 ẹ sì gba 2